What's going on, guys? Duelim here, back again with another video, and today we're going to be talking about Cosmic Crucible Week 2 recap and my new defense for Week number 3, and I'm just going to keep on taunting people with my ideas. So if you're ready, let's get into it. All right, as you can see, we did go 1 and 2, but honestly, round 3, I'm not mad about at all. So starting off with round number 1, we went against Jin Commander. For my offensive attacks here, he had Out of Time with Quicksilver, so I used Tangled Eternals. Omega Red here is a pretty good option. This did really well, honestly. It was super straightforward. Tangled went, Eternals went, Omega Red finished off, and it was pretty straightforward. Room number 2, we had an SD with Black Knight, which I thought was pretty interesting. But we got to use Lizard New Warriors here, and it did quite well. Obviously, a little bit of an efficiency suck because Black Knight's here. Obviously, that's always going to happen. But a one-shot with a New Warriors, being able to take out a Black Knight is always a win in my books. Room number 3, you'll see we had a little bit of an issue with MOE going into an extreme with Rogue. Then I came in with a Hive Mind to clean it up. Unfortunately, I did misplay and I did not stun the Gambit when I could have with Moonstone. Instead, I did not realize Nightcrawler had multiple dodges on him and I made a mistake. Room number 4, we have SD with CGR, and this is turning into one of my favorite matchups. This is a really good option to take out a Spider Society, even on a pretty good punch up. I think I might have a pretty good punch up a little in next round. So this is a really good option. You can also add Lizard here if it's an absolutely massive punch up, and you'll see that in my round 3. Room number 5, we used APOC, Undying, and Doom. We did not use Zuggs because Zuggs was on defense, so we used Rolk instead. You'll see I actually timed out. If you watch my video, APOC was literally 1 second away from just donkey punching Kraven for it to be a one-shot, but I timed out. Really unfortunate there. Came in with Pegasus. Kestrel one-shot him. Room number 6, and we Cabal Emma Vultured his sus 2 heroes, 3 heroes actually, and a villain. This was a little bit of an interesting play. Not really sure why we did this. But as for defense-wise, he used Pegasus on my Infinity Watch Quicksilver. Same old, nothing crazy there. Room number 2, he tried to New Warriors my pre-taunt with Noir. And the pre-taunt with Noir cannot be New Warriors because you would have to special turn 1 with Gwen. But the problem is, before that, Noir is going to go, and he's going to make Old Man Logan assist, which gives him speed bar. And then when you special with Gwen to get the taunt off, guess what happens? You give more speed to Old Man Logan, and then he starts going faster than your Firestar, and then you got a lot of problems. He then used a Hive Mind with just Weaver in here, and it was able to clean up, which was kind of shocking, honestly. He got the speed and got a really nice ISO attack on Old Man Logan. And once again, this was before the payout, so that does affect things. Room number 3, MOE Doom. Great option here. Took out my Extreme with Rogue. I believe his was a little bit bigger than mine. Yeah, it was. But he played it better, and he had Doom in here as well, so that was good on him. Room number 4, he had Old Man Logan for offense, so he BTS to take off the stuff off of Black Knight, and then used Old Man Logan to stun him as well, so you didn't have to worry about that anymore. And then Old Man Logan just did Old Man Logan things to this team and just absolutely deleted it. Yeah, Old Man Logan's really nutty, especially against Black Knight. Room number 5, he used APOC, Undying, no Doom, and just used Rolk in here. So this is a pretty interesting option. Not having to use the Doom here and using Rolk instead. Still working. Got a pretty good one-shot on it. Obviously, this counter is to stop. The Bishop here is to stop that SD counter from working into this. So that's why we have the Bishop in here. Room number 6 is going to be Emma, Vulture, and Cabal taking out my room 6, which is the correct way to do it. Obviously, this is soaking up a Cabal, so this is the point of the room. But we did lose because we dropped 2 fights and he only dropped 1. So we went to the losers bracket 0-1, and we went against Keel. So for room 1, fight 1, here we had Tangled, BTS Eternals. Same fight as usual on an Infinity Watch, same as usual. Really inefficient, though, as you can see. It took a lot of turns to take out this Infinity Watch. Room number 2, we had Lizard, MLF, and Cabal. And you'll see here, my Lizard is a Raider. And it's going into this SD with Old Man Logan as the 5th. And once again, my Lizard is a Raider, so he should crit when he goes turn 1, right? And he's going to ult turn 1 because he's getting that 40% speed from those Hero Spider-Verse enemies on the other side, or the Spider-Verse enemies on the other side. But I actually got really, really, really unlucky. And you'll see here when Lizard ults, Lizard doesn't crit anyone. Lizard literally hits all 5 people. No crit, no crit, no crit, no crit, and no crit. So I don't get the speed on my Cabal members. And I got really lucky that MLF was able to go here because she put a great ability block on Old Man Logan here and trauma, so he wasn't able to just rip my face off. But incredible RNG, just really testing my luck and testing my patience there. So don't think that just because you have Raider, it's always 100% possibility to get a crit there with Cabal. So yeah, a little bit unfortunate there. Also love how the game just kicks me out. So let's get back into here. Let's go back into round number 2 here. And, but yeah, that was my fight 2 there. Room number 3, I used a full MOE against this Hero Asgard Dormammu Nightcrawler thing. And Valkyrie had 5 opportunities to proc her passive, and every single one of them, she procced her passive. 50% my pasty ass. So this was way less efficient than it should have been because of all those energies and all those issues that went to Vol and Beta Ray and Safeguard Immunity and all that stuff. Room number 4, we used APOC New Warriors on this. Worked really well, actually. I actually really like this room 4. This room 4 was really nice. But I'm able to APOC New Warriors it. Even with a Black Knight at 7-7 at G19, still pulled it off. This was a really fun fight. I'm really happy I tried this. It was a great option for your room 4 here. Room number 5, we did a Hive Mind on this Undying Quicksilver Doom, and essentially you just finesse it until it goes down and just make sure you don't push that Doom until you have an ability block on him, and then it's pretty straightforward. It's another efficiency suck, and that was pretty much his whole game plan here. Room number 6, we used SD with Vulture into a Spider Society, and this got ugly quick. We did get the rewind from Vulture turn 1, but then we did have, obviously, to still kill the Spider Society members. And SD is a great team, but still, Spider Society is pretty nuts in this room because they get all those extra buffs every time they ult and all that good stuff. So let's check out my defense here. So on defense, he used Sus Hive Mind against my Spider Society. No idea why, but he did. Yeah, it worked, but this was a waste of Sus in my opinion. Room number 2, he tried the New Warriors Echo, but unfortunately he used the Gwen special here, and that really messed things up. Also, the Nightcrawler in here really messed things up as well because he gets to go before New Warriors. He gives Old Man Logan a bunch of speed, and then Old Man Logan just starts going zoomies. He then came in with a MOE here. And again, MOE, always a great option here. It does good things, especially on a cleanup. And as well, if it's a smaller Old Man Logan, MOE can literally just Kang or Titania ult MOE, or Titania ult Old Man Logan, and then Kang special Old Man Logan, and he's dead. So that's another really low budget option to take away an Old Man Logan if you want. You're welcome. Room number 3, Pegasus into Infinity Watch. Once again, who cares? Room number 4, I ended up using the BK Extreme Room, and he tried to APOC Just Weaver, BTS Nova, and Furiate, and this fight went south for him really, really quick. My Rogue was able to stun APOC when he had trauma, so APOC just went down for the count. And then Weaver full soloed this, a full 5-minute fight straight, and Weaver just soloed this. It was pretty ridiculous. Room number 5, he tried a mirror, obviously with the Lizard over my Zugs, and could not get it done, and then came back in with the Rolk Eternals. Not sure why he used so much to take out this room. And then room number 6, he used Cabal, MLF, and Vulture, destroying this room. once again, taking out that sus as per usual. But round 2 was a win because I got one-shots and he did not. And then round number 3, we went against Dr. Steve. And if you don't know who Dr. Steve is, he is 13th on the TCP leaderboard. So he's rocking like 158 million. So room number 1, he had extreme, full extreme, and we tried a tangled APOC, Red Hulk, and Green Hulk. Green Hulk was to make sure the Red Hulk had safeguard and immunity to make sure he didn't get any stuns or any negative effects put on him, so I could get a special with him and make sure APOC could get the speed. We had to combat cancel because this team just got railed. Then I came back in with, instead of Green Hulk, we used VK. VK never took a turn. APOC was literally the only one standing, so I just punched Sunspot so that it was able to be sacked, essentially, so they wouldn't come in with energy. And then I came back in with an Undying Doom and Kestrel and essentially limped through this. Really bad efficiency, as you see, 75-33. But again, this is a full G19, full 3-diamond team. Coming into room number 2, this is what I'm talking about. If you have a big Spider Society that you're going against, Lizard SD absolutely destroys this. This is a 1 million punch-up. And this got an 83-63. I'll take this any day of the week. I also switched Robbie to a Raider because obviously the vulnerables don't do anything on this team. So the strikers really don't do anything on your offensive side because they clear the vulnerables. So I thought Raider for a little bit extra damage. Black Cat didn't switch because I didn't want to put Raider on her for one fight. I didn't see it worth it. But this is a great option to punch up 1 million on a massive Spider Society in room 2. Room number 3, the incredible Saw Owner counter. So you'll see Eternal, Shang-Chi, Omega Red, and OG Falcon just deleting a Pegasus on a 1.4 million punch-up. They never got a turn. Eternals go. Shang-Chi rewinds a bunch. You get a trauma ability block on the rescue. Falcon specials. Your Eternals go again. Your Shang-Chi goes again. And your Omega Red gets to ult and go another turn before they get to go. This is an incredible counter, and the fact that it can punch up 1.4 million is a testament to Saw Owner as a player, because that's pretty ridiculous. Room number 4, he used Superior 6, but he took out 2 of the Superior 6 members for Sinister 6 members, and had Vulture and Mysterio here, so I am able to New Warriors it. Unfortunately, you can see the diamonds, the G19. My New Warriors were just barely not able to pull it off. Came in with a Hive Mind Vulture because we used that VK in room number 1. Was able to get through it, but honestly, this is a pretty reliable one-shot. Even if this was in room 5, this would be a reliable one-shot. But just the amount of punch-up. I mean, it's a 900k punch-up. I mean, this team is ridiculous, so take that into account. But the fact that they're dropped 2 Superior 6 members means you can New Warriors it, so that's really awesome. Room number 5, I honestly don't know if I needed to sack this, but I was really under the impression I was just trying to get a full clear at this point, and this was one of the last rooms that I was clearing. So I just Invader sacked it, sacked a bunch of abilities, got that exhaust out there, and Darkhold it. My Darkhold, as you can see, is only 1.5 million, so it was like a literally 100% punch-up on an Infinity Watch. But I honestly think Darkhold could have taken them on a one-shot. Not even exaggerating, not even joking. This fight went really, really well, and I think it could have worked. But I just didn't trust in it, unfortunately. And then room number 6, you see the Red Devil himself in here with SD and Vol. This was the easiest one-shot I've ever seen in my life. It's literally Cabal, Kang, and Titania. Kang is a Raider for this fight to make this fight work, so his passive does crit, and then he also gets that early crit out there to make sure Cabal gets speed. So I'm going to show you guys this fight because this fight was absolutely nutty, honestly, and it worked so well. So you'll see here, there's also global rule buffs that make Kang and Titania count as Cabal members, if I'm not mistaken. Or no, it's Cabal members count as MOE members. So they get the full buffs. So I ult turn 1. I'm literally just targeting Mephisto here. You see my Cabal members all have speed up now. I got that fat rewind. I'm getting an ability block on Mephisto there. I'm literally just going to special Mephisto with Iron Patriot here because I'm not taking any chances and I can't stun him anyway. So I wanted to make sure I got big damage everywhere, and literally Namor ends it with his ult right here. Just like that. Namor ends it, and I targeted Black Cat for the assist, and it's over. So you can see Mephisto can still be one-shot. This is after buffs as well. So Mephisto still can be one-shot with Kang, Titania, and Cabal. The problem is it just puts you in such a bind that it becomes a problem clearing elsewhere because then you don't have MOE. But it's a way to one-shot Mephisto, so he's not an unkillable demon like we thought he was. So with that, I'm going to get into showing you guys my defense for week number 3. All right, week number 3, room 1. It's Infinity Watch. Who cares? It's Quicksilver. It still pulls Pegasus. I don't care. I'm not going to talk about this room. Next room. All right, room number 2. We are going to do something that I know that can be one-shot, but I'm going to make my opponent make a very, very important choice. Either you Cabal this or you Cabal my room 3. And honestly, either or is going to put him into a bind. So what I'm going to do here is put a Black Knight in here with Old Man Logan. And honestly, if you don't sack this Black Knight is going to eat your lunch. And then we have Old Man Logan obviously just being a big nuisance here. And if you can't get through the Black Knight, you can't rip off that taunt, you're not getting to Old Man Logan. And if you use Big Time Spider-Man here, guess what? Old Man Logan is getting speed because Big Time Spider-Man is going to hit him. So you're still not going to be able to control him because you're going to give him that speed. This room is a nuisance. Cabal does roll this room, but not everybody's going to be able to have Cabal to take this room out because of what's in my room 3. So let's get into my room 3. All right, coming in to room number 3, we are essentially playing Hide the Pickle. And this is pretty much, I'm just putting 4 enablers for Super Scroll here. So we have Zombie Juggernaut as a pre-taunt, so nobody can stun him turn 1 with Weaver. We have Rogue going to get that stun, trauma, ability block, and throw up that taunt safeguard at 127 speed, so she's going to go super quick. We have Cap also going to be giving a taunt, if anything, if he gets to that turn. And then we have Thanos in here to feed energy to Super Scroll so that no one can sack this and just say, oh, I just sacked this. Super Scroll doesn't have energy now. That's not how that's going to work either. We clearly have 2 villains, 2 heroes on this. This is essentially Cabal bait. I don't know what people want to try to figure out here to one-shot this, but I don't think there's many options other than Cabal unless they're pulling something otherworldly off to do this. So that's why I'm going to have my room number 3. We have, like I said, a pre-taunt, a taunter protector, the energy so they can't sack, and then sus just does sus things. And in this room, there is a little bit of synergy with the exposed mechanic in here, so that's a little bit of a bonus as well. You can also throw this room into room 5 if you really want to give sus a free revive. That'd be pretty funny as well, but I have something better in room 5 that's been a tried and true testament to my defense. So let's look at room number 4. All right, coming into room number 4, we've got Spider Society, and it's the full team. And the reason why is because I think Black Knight's going to be doing better in room 2. And this team is still a nuisance in room 4, and it makes people underestimate it if they see it here without a Black Knight or without anything else like an Old Man Logan, anything else to really make people take it more seriously. So this is I'm going to underestimate this room and pay the price. We've got Peter B as a healer on the corner here. Noir obviously goes in stealth. Then we've got Ghost Spider in the middle, Pav here, and then Penny over on the side here. Obviously, the ISOs are going to stay the exact same way they are. It's a great team. They're only getting bigger, and they're only getting better as well. The more accessible stars become on them, so that's why they're going to stick in room number 4 and other the weather. All right, room number 5 is staying the exact same. That's right, the pre-taunt with the Superior 6 members. And this is going to still be a really good defense, honestly. I cannot part ways with Lizard on offense because of how good Lizard is. Lizard is incredible into SD comps. Lizard is incredible into Spider Society comps. Lizard is incredible with Cabal. Like, Lizard is so good on offense. He is just the way to go. The only other option I'd think about throwing in here is Archangel, because Archangel will get a revive in this room because it's the villains get a revive. Also, Archangel will stop that Undying comp with Doom and APOC from coming in here, but it will give them free reign to use Secret Defenders on here. So it's kind of pick your poison, what you want to do. It really depends on what you think is best. I haven't really decided yet, so those are going to be the two options for room number 5. It's going to be the same thing as last week. Now, coming into room number 6, we're going to be putting Extreme with Dorm. And one of the only real good ways to one-shot this is also Cabal, because MOE absolutely gets shredded by this. Because Nightcrawler ults turn 1, Gambit ults turn 1, Forge ults turn 1, Dorm ults turn 1, and I think Cyclops even ults turn 1 if I'm not mistaken. So this team in room 6 is really, really good, and it's a really hard one-shot if you can't sack it. So this team is already a nuisance, especially because of the revives that Dormammu gives. But the fact that they're all ulting turn 1 just makes it so much better. The amount of damage that they pump out if you can't get in front of this team is ridiculous. And getting in front of this team because of Nightcrawler is no easy task whatsoever. So that's why I have this in room number 6. Once again, it's a Cabal bait possibly. If not, they're going to need to take a really, really big team into this. Probably an APOC, maybe even a Super Skrull if they have Super Skrull for offense. But then that just makes my time beating their defense even better. And then they'll still have issues with room 2 and room 3 on where they want to use their Cabal. So that's going to be my room number 6. All right, gents, that's going to be it for my defense for this week. That's right, I'm going to be playing a fun game of Hide the Pickle in room 3. We've got Black Knight, Old Man Logan in 2, and we've got a disgusting defense in room 6 that's going to stop people in their tracks. Spider Society's still doing work in 4, and then I still have not decided who I want to run as my 5th with Superior 6, so that's yet to be said. But I hope you guys enjoyed this one. I hope you guys get some usefulness out of this. And I hope you guys are facing mobile gamers so my defense can make them rage once again. But until next time, this has been Duelum. Later, y'all.